Good morning and welcome to our Good Morning North Coast show this morning. I'm Taryn Woods and I will be your anchor for this morning's show. Our lineup for this morning starts off with the weather and surf report, followed by Prathisha Singh for the daily dose of inspiration. Our in-studio guests today are Lindsay Hopkins from SA Harvard, Ashleigh Lezar from Lezar Trendi Gear, who is joined by Rosewarne. And then we've got Matt Rees from Dark Earth Tactical and Coetzee from Airworx. The show closes out with a music video from Garth Taylor, and please note that Laugh Out Larry for the Kids is on the production break, but will be back soon. Thank you to Pooza Water for our studio bottled water. We are very grateful for you. We're going to go into the weather and surf report, and after that, we're back with our daily inspiration with Prathisha Singh.
Good morning, Belito, and welcome to Tuesday morning's beach report. And another cloudy day and quite a brisk southwesterly has settled in from overnight. And we've got quite a bit of rain this morning. So not much of a beach day today, but it will drop off a little bit later this afternoon. And with that small swell, the wind has whipped up a little bit more surf for us. So I would say maybe get in the water around lunchtime when the tide's gone out. And as we go into the late afternoon, we should get some fun surf. Enjoy your Tuesday. It's a bit of a cloudy one, but still fun to be in the ocean. Speak to you tomorrow.
Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. With me in studio, I've got the beautiful Prathisha Singh. Prathisha, welcome.
Hi, Taryn. It's such a pleasure to be here and to see you after
And
a while.
finally, we're together on set. It's taken a while, hasn't it?
Yes, it feels like we've been chatting all morning.
I know, Prathisha. So what is our daily inspiration this morning?
So today, I'd like to start off with how your body affects your happiness levels, because you'll be surprised this whole laboratory that we have going on in our body actually affects how happy we are.
Okay.
So fun facts first. People that are happy live up to 9 years longer.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And now this one is for the ladies, and like us, we were talking about weight loss and all these things before the show. 32% of your body produces, basically you produce 32% less cortisol. And we're all familiar with cortisol is that stress hormone that we get. It's a stress response when you're in your fight, flight kind of thing.
Yes.
Now that slows your metabolism down. So can you see the correlation there?
See that? How interesting.
Yes. So there are happy chemicals in your body, and if you up the happy chemicals, you naturally feel better, okay? So that's like your endorphins, which you told me was, exercise, getting those things going. You get your dopamine, which is task completion. So I don't know about you, Taryn, but when I complete a task, I feel great.
You feel amazing.
Aren't you on top of the world?
Exactly.
And I'm sure everyone out there too, when you do something, so that's upping your dopamine levels, which is obviously one of the good hormones.
Yes.
And then you get your serotonin, which is like from sleep and nature and all those things, which also makes you feel very good.
Okay.
So those are the ones we're going to focus on today. And there are actually 3 big factors, and one is sleep. So I'm a gremlin if I don't sleep. And you were telling me you had a bad sleep last night, right?
Yeah, the wind was blowing. We couldn't sleep last night.
So there's a lot of things that will up your sleep and give you a better quality of sleep. So in Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, they say that the best time to sleep is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And how often are we sitting up with Netflix or catching up on work between 10
when the series
and 2,
starts
right?
rolling. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you'll notice like around 9:30 p.m., your body starts to kind of slump. You're tired.
Yes.
But by 10 o'clock, you're
You've got
revitalized
that little
again,
energy
right?
boost.
So this energy that they talk about actually between 10 and 2 in the daytime is actually your most productive time. But at night, between 10 and 2 is the best time to sleep because your body has enough energy to heal itself. Boost its immune system. It does all those goodies at that time. So that's actually the best time to sleep. So when people come to me and they say, I'm feeling really low and I don't know what's going on with me, the first thing I say is, sleep between 10 and 2 for 3 nights in a row. And try and get between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. And watch how remarkably your mood will shift. And I see this with my 2-year-old daughter. I see it with my 6-year-old son and myself. I am a gremlin without sleep. So sleep is the first one, and I invite you to try those things.
Most
they're
definitely.
simple, but you're going to see a huge shift. The next one is your nutrition, and let's see if you remember. Do you remember the 3 things I told you? So we're going to shake the sugar.
The sugar, I like that one.
We're going to curb the carbs, and we're going to kick the caffeine. Okay? So you want to up the happy chemicals, and you want to decrease the lower chemicals, the ones that make you feel low and all those things. That's your tips for today with nutrition. So good luck with that one. That's the hardest one, right?
So I'm going to fail that, but good luck to you.
But we'll try. We can try. And then the third one that I want to talk about is exercise.
Yes.
So basically, there are 3 types of exercise. We know you get strength training, you get recreational with your cardio and stuff, and then you get your stretching and your yoga, which of course you should have a balance of all 3. But endorphins get going in your body as you get moving. So you'll notice with me, I'm always moving, right? I can't sit still.
Yeah.
So your endorphins are going, and that boosts that's a natural painkiller for the body, actually.
Okay.
Right? Don't you feel good after a workout?
No, you always. You
It's a
feel very
schlep to
good.
get there and do it, right?
Yeah, mentally, you've got to get yourself there first.
Right. But these things actually affect your happiness in a huge, huge way. So get going and get started and try something that you like and that you enjoy, because it's going to make a huge difference.
I love it.
Yeah,
Isn't it
so that's my tips for you today. But I also want to say, disclaimer alert, I'm not a medical professional. If you are on antidepressants, please stay on them. This may aid you get off them quicker and things like that. But yeah, stay on them if you are on them, please.
Please, guys. But I know one thing's for sure, I want to live those extra 9 years.
Yeah, do you want those 9 years?
I would love to follow this. Oh, Prathisha, how amazing and how informative. Thank you. Such an interesting morning. I love what you've just taught us. Hopefully we can all implement it into our daily lives.
Yes, baby steps.
Little steps, we'll get there. Thank you, Prathisha, for joining us this morning. We're going to go into a quick ad break, and after the ad break, we've got Lindsay, Hopkins, and Ozzy now, the COO from SA Harvest. See you now.
Have you heard about Finlay Fuel's program that empowers your small business or your family through a cashback benefit on your monthly fuel spend? I'm excited to tell you that no matter what the size of your small business fleet or the number of cars in your family, all you need to do is simply refuel your vehicle at participating BP service stations countrywide, and the saving of 70 cents per litre on diesel and 13 cents per litre on petrol can be yours. There are no credit checks because the program follows a prepaid model. And voila! Let me show you how easy it is. To sign up, visit www.finlayfuel.co.za. Upon completion of your sign-up, you will receive an SMS notification confirming your membership. Arrive at the BP forecourt, identify yourself as a Finlay Fuel client. Enter your secure PIN into the terminal handed to you by the attendant. The attendant will scan your BP Fleet Move tag and a pre-authorization slip will be issued. Fuel will then be dispensed and a real-time SMS notification will be sent to you confirming the transaction. And off you go.
Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. With me in studio, I've got Lindsay and Ozzy from SA Harvest. Good morning.
Hi there.
Morning.
Thank you so much for being in studio with us this morning. Nice and bright and early, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So SA Harvest has grown tremendously in the last 2 years. For our viewers that don't know what it is, what is SA Harvest all about?
SA Harvest is a national food rescue organisation, so we're all throughout South Africa. We're part of a bigger team, Oz Harvest, who is based out in Australia. And our aim is to reduce and ultimately eliminate any food waste that's going to landfill. So you've got 10 million tonnes of food going off to landfill, that's recorded at the moment, but you've got about 20 million people going to bed with hungry, every night, so it makes perfect sense. So we just, it's a fit for human consumption, which means it's within date, it's not expired stock, so it's just short dated stuff. It might have a few weeks or a few months. It might be produce or something that isn't quite the right shape or the right size, and then they just divert it to us, and then we redistribute it to our communities.
It's absolutely amazing. And I mean, you guys have grown so much within the last 2 years. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, 11 million people have received meals, is that correct?
No, we're on just over 12 million meals.
12 million?
Yes, and we do that on a national basis. But it's more than just providing a meal. We work with quite a few beneficiaries that are registered within our company, and we actually service them every week. So you build up that relationship, you really understand what it's like on the ground, and you become a conduit for other social issues that need attention.
It just has a roll-on effect, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I mean, like a simple thing like buying from Woolworths, those My School cards, a certain percentage goes to SA Harvest, and that in turn allows for food to be served.
Yeah.
Correct.
And the whole logistics thing, I know it's not just we supply, you guys actually have a whole logistics team behind all of this. Tell us a bit about that.
Sure. Well, we've got a refrigerated fleet, and then we've got some other buckies and trucks. But it's a huge expense. People forget they just come and give you food and say, can you distribute it? But you've got to have the warehousing, and you've got to have the trucks and the maintenance and all of that. So yeah, we make sure that we don't break any cold chains with the food. And other than having the food and taking it to beneficiaries, you might have distribution centres phoning you saying we've got short-dated stock. So you've got to try and maneuver around, still servicing people, but going, but
making sure the stock and everything is still.
Yeah. And we move pallets, so we've got to have biggish trucks. But we do get a lot of support from partners in Joburg or Cape Town. We're always looking for more, though. If somebody's got a 10-ton truck or a 22-ton truck, because there might be maize might land in Joburg, but there's so much of it, and then we need to disperse it into outlying areas.
That's absolutely amazing. Just to try and coordinate all of that, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? And how big an impact you actually have on the end users' lives as well. And then I know that obviously we can come and donate, and farmers and beneficiaries and organizations can always donate, but it's not just food that actually needs donating, it's the fuel and the gas and the cooking oils and all sorts that we need to go in order to provide.
We've got forklifts as well, so there's fuel for the forklift. Sometimes if you've got a big order coming in, you need to bring in casual staff. So there's
a lot that we can do. And how can we as the public help and contribute?
I think there are various ways. You know, there's also a very big focus for us on nutrition.
Okay.
So we spend a lot of time training and developing the mamas that actually do the cooking for us.
Really?
Because we don't serve a lot of cooked food ourselves.
Okay.
We produce more of we deliver the dry goods and things like that. And we empower these gogos in the communities to do the last mile of service, you know.
Yes.
And yeah, so we need there's a lot of training needs to be done. We're also developing a digital app at the moment so that we can vet other beneficiaries and make sure that we don't break the cold chain and that they are properly vetted, so we can share that data with other people that want to create some impact.
Geez, that is amazing. You're actually upskilling others as well as you go along. I mean, you know, you're empowering them at the end of the day.
Denzel Washington used to say, each one teach one, you know.
I
believe in that.
I absolutely love that. And I mean, how the communities get together and back you as well. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, the Sharks are involved. There's so many big players as well that get involved and help distribute.
Yeah, well, that was during looting. Hey, we ended up on a tent on an outlying field. And then when we were ready to leave, they're like, no, please. So we're moving back into the Sharks space, and they're going to support us, which has been cool because they're rugby legends, and there's a lot of other big, retired guys that want to come in, and they get very actively involved.
Oh, most definitely, and that's great. You need that too. You need that extra boost behind you as well. And it's great for exposure. And how can I, as an individual, contribute? Where do I deliver things, or do you come and collect, or how does the circle work?
So that's an interesting concept. There's a couple of ways. One, we've done something that we said. There's quite a beautiful video on our website called Union Against Hunger, where we want all South Africans to unite in a peaceful protest around hunger and the inequalities in the food network. And another thing is, you might even know of somebody that's in logistics or somebody that comes from a digital world that can help us with a bit of our user experience on our platform and things like that. And I always say it's that small little efforts that make such a big difference. And you must never ever estimate that ripple effect.
Yeah, the add-on that it all has, isn't it?
I think just for direct contact, there's the saharvest.org website, and there's a list, there's a tab there for beneficiaries if people want to apply to be a beneficiary. And then just as some general contacts just to get in touch.
Of course.
Yeah.
So on the website, have you got an Instagram page, or we're more on the website focus?
We've got Facebook, Instagram, and the website.
And LinkedIn. Guys, please help contribute. I mean, it's such an amazing cause. What you've done in 2 years is just phenomenal. It's absolutely just fantastic. And the effect that it has, I mean, to try and eliminate hunger, it's a big thing, and it's a real thing, especially in South Africa or in the greater bits of Africa as well. We don't realize it. We take it for granted.
And I'll just say that at the moment there's an immediate food crisis. There's food going to waste and there's people hungry, but those systemic underlying issues we have to address. And that's why when we create a healthy, trusting relationship, you can find out what the community really needs rather than just giving them stuff that you think that they need.
Absolutely amazing. I suppose their communication, gaining your trust as well is so key, isn't it?
Yeah.
All about trust and transparency. We actually have a SA Harvest YouTube channel as well, where we've posted a lot of the videos that show the work we do in the communities, and it tells the story, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So people should go and have a look at it, because transparency is so important at the end of the day.
Of course.
You know, you want to know that your little bit you're doing is actually going to the right people.
It's actually going to the right people. What you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. We thank you so much for all your hard work and efforts. I mean, South Africa can only be so grateful for you too. Thank you very much for SA Harvest. We're going to go into an ad break. After the ad break, we've got Ashleigh Lezar from Trendi Gear, joined by Greg Rosewarne. We'll be right back.
Belito is ready and waiting to welcome and embrace you and your family to our wonderful town. Our restaurants are open, supermarket shelves are fully stocked, and liquor is available for sale. So we say cheers to all of this. Our beautiful winter days with open beaches and swimming permitted allows you to enjoy your break in the best possible way.
Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. In studio, I've got the also lovely and bubbly Ashleigh Lezar, joined by Greg Rosewarne. Greg, good morning, Ash.
Morning.
Good morning. It's so lovely having you in studio with us.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. So Ash, let's just quickly recap. What's been happening with Ashleigh Lezar Trendi gear?
Okay, well, let's do a little rewind.
There we go.
From last month, okay. Remember last month we spoke about the Rhino art competition for
Yes.
kids, okay, and all the donations go to Rhino Connect, and we're so excited. We're getting some lovely pictures coming in, okay. But what we've had to do, we had to extend it until the end of November because of exams.
Okay, of
And,
course.
and some mum said
Makes
the kids have started it, but they haven't finished it. You know.
And you don't put that pressure on the kids, especially not during exams.
Yeah, you know, so that's why we've extended until the 30th of the end, well, the end of the month. Okay, yeah. And then after that, then we'll have the judges to have a look at the pictures and everything, and then we're going to choose a nice one for the age category from 5 to 12, and then 13 to 18. Okay, and then that child, whoever the winner is going to have it printed on their shirt with their name on it. Okay, and then it's going to go in for production, and hopefully we're going to get sales for them, and it's going to be big for Rhino Connect.
And so basically, for those that don't remember or those that don't watch the show, it's for rhino conservation at the end of the day and rhino awareness. And they were asked to draw pictures of rhinos, isn't it? And the best picture obviously gets printed on a t-shirt with the child's name, and that's what goes into production. I mean, what an amazing initiative, just to get the drive in. And how much is it per shirt?
Okay, well, it just depends on what's best
The
for
size
you
and
and how big the picture is going to be, you know. But that'll all be announced later and stuff, you know. But we're actually quite excited, you know, because as I said, we're trying to get the kids to focus more on the rhinos and that, you know,
and the awareness
to appreciate
behind
nature
it.
around them and everything.
Yes,
See,
absolutely
and then
lovely.
we're also excited that we will also be launching our handy kitchen gadgets, okay, commonly known as the
exciting is
knife
this?
shop, no?
Yeah.
Okay, that is also going to be in aid of the rhinos. Okay, 10% of sales of those will also go towards the rhinos. So whatever we can get our hands on to donate towards the rhinos would be greatly appreciated. So if there's any companies there that want to donate and stuff, you know, we will gladly show it off for them and everything. And everybody that does donate will have their name on the sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so just like the movies, you know, you have all your names on the sheet. To make it feel
credits.
special. Yes. Okay, because we like to include everybody in it.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Well, Greg, do you want to tell us a bit more?
Good morning. Yes, thank you very much. I've been a butcher all my life, and we use a knife sharpener in the butcheries, apart from the steel. Very similar to this, but not as good. And it's imported from America, and it just reached, you couldn't afford them anymore. They're stupidly priced. So I set about designing one. And with many trials and errors, we eventually came up with the perfect sharpener. It has tungsten on the one side and ceramic rods on the other side. So everybody knows how difficult it is to sharpen a bread knife.
Oh yeah, no, that's very difficult.
A bread knife goes blunt, then there's nothing worse than a blunt bread knife. Trying to hack through there. Look how easy. All you do is place the knife down. It makes a bit of a noise because of the serrated edge.
Yes.
So you'll go 2 or 3 light strokes down, and there is your knife as sharp as a razor. Have a look.
Just a 2 to 3
Then you have, it will do any knife.
Yes.
A serrated edge, a scalloped edge, a straight edge, and It'll even do your axe in the garden and your bush knife.
So it's extremely
1,
versatile.
2, 3 strokes. Turn it over. You've got a ceramic on the other side. That'll polish it for you. And just have a look here now. There.
Wow.
You
How
could shave
easy
with
was
it.
that? Do you mind doing another? I'm just going to move the bread roll to the side so the camera can get that on. So just, how easy is that?
And you know, housewives sit with a drawer full of blunt knives. So what do?
We are quite good
We
at
go and
that.
buy a new knife.
That's
And
it.
a new knife can cost you anything from 200 to 400 to even 500-600 rand. And why buy a new knife?
If you can just buy
Now,
one little
my
device.
sister-in-law is a cordon bleu chef. I sent her one up and I said, try it. She said, you know, now I have to call my husband to sharpen my knives for me. He's got this fancy installation, he sets it up and it takes him a half an hour to sharpen the knife. She says, no, I don't need him anymore. I whip this thing out and within 15 seconds, I've got a knife that's sharp enough to cut a ripe tomato. Unfortunately, I never had a tomato this morning, and I looked, my
But
wife
look at
didn't
the
have a tomato in the
potato.
house, so I had to just bring a potato. But you can cut it paper thin, look here. Look at that.
Oh, brilliant.
And yeah, being South African, locally made, we assemble them, we make them. Everything is produced locally in KZN.
Okay, so it's all
And
here, which makes
yeah.
it even better, yeah.
And we have a variety of colors in them. We have a black and white, a green and white, a red and white. My wife has been pressing me to get some pastel colors in for the ladies, which I will do.
That's typical
And,
women, isn't it?
I'm very
Love
excited
that.
about it. It's a great product. It works perfectly, and it will last a housewife for years and years and years. If after 2 years, 3 years, that tungsten goes blunt on
Yes.
it, just remove those screws, turn the blades around, and it's brand new again.
Oh, wow. So the lifetime on that is absolutely fabulous.
It's
I mean,
virtually a lifetime.
Yeah.
Being in the butchery, we use these between, say, it's 5 blockmen. They use them 3-4 times a day. And one of these will last us for 3 months
Gee.
before we reverse. So you can imagine a domestic situation that will last you for
Almost
years and years and
For
years
a good
and
few
years.
years, like you said, us ladies,
Yeah.
we're not too up on the sharpening of knives.
I'd just like to show you, I went to steakhouse the other night, we had a steak.
Yes.
And man, oh man, the steak looked so beautiful, and I started cutting with a knife, and you were virtually sawing it. No restaurant or steakhouse should be without one of these. There's nothing worse than sitting there and hacking through a piece of
And
steak.
you can't get
And you've got a lovely sharp knife, and it cuts through automatically, you know the steak is going to be good. Yeah, I'm very excited about the product, and especially linking up with Lezar for the marketing. We need to expand our market. We have marketed a tiny bit here in Natal, but as far as Gauteng, Cape Town,
The rest
Bloemfontein,
of-
that's all untouched. We haven't marketed there at all.
Jesus, this product is absolutely, absolutely amazing. The collaboration between the two.
Oh yes, I've got a giveaway too, eh?
Oh, we've got a
Yes,
giveaway.
we've
Tell
got
us
a
about the giveaway. Before we close off, what is the giveaway all about?
Okay.
You can decide.
Okay.
Anything to do
Maybe
with the
one of
Rhino
the-
Foundation?
The
that
lucky
we've
listeners
linked with?
today.
So one of the lucky listeners.
Yeah.
Most definitely maybe call in, viewers and listeners. I suppose if you on Facebook, on YouTube, or on our app, we've got a giveaway. We will come back to you with an exact how we're going to do the prize. But I would love for you to please, please, please like and share and comment on their social media platforms, and hopefully tag Bleacher TV as well. And we can select a lucky winner. Should we do that? We can actually post a picture of the 3 of us afterwards.
Yes.
And we can have everyone comment on that, tag and like all of us with Bleacher TV's ad. Tag 5 people, share it around, and then we can choose a lucky winner.
Yes, that'll be great.
Awesome. So we'll be doing that. So keep a lookout after the show for a picture that we will be posting online. Ashleigh, thank you so much for being in studio
Thank you.
today. It's an
It was
amazing,
lovely
amazing
being
product.
here.
And before we end off, in our Dolphin Coast business directory, we've got on page 39 everything about Lezar Trendi gear. So go and get a look and grab your business directory. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
super
you.
week to the both of you.
Thank you for having
Thanks.
us.
Pleasure. We're going to go into an ad break. After the ad, we've got Coetzee from Airworx, one you don't want to miss. See you now. Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. With me in studio, I've got Coetzee from Airworx. Les, good morning.
Good morning, Taryn. Thank you for having me.
No, it's on your pleasure. It's lovely having you in studio. So for those that don't really know much, I know you've been on before, do you want to just recap slightly as to what Airworx is?
So Airworx is, Airworx VR is, and has been my main business for quite a long time, and we're in the virtual reality space.
Yes.
So we make virtual reality simulators that kind of nobody else does, and we mainly do the big events and the big shows and everything else like that. Obviously with COVID, all of those came to a bit of a grinding halt. So we had to diversify slightly, which we'll get into now.
Yes.
But just on the virtual reality side of things, we are quite excited that it is starting to kick off again. And we booked for the Belito Pro.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so that's from the 9th to the 19th of December.
Yes.
And last year we actually purpose-built a 4-seater Santa sleigh virtual reality simulator, which we never got to use. And it's absolutely awesome for the family. So basically it's a purpose-built Santa sleigh where family 4 can get onto. Each have their own VR headset, and you go for an absolutely magical journey with Santa around the world, delivering a few presents. Yeah.
What a fantastic concept.
It's quite cool. So we've got that, and then we're going to obviously have our surfing simulator at the Pro, and then our very famous, now 9.3 million views on Facebook, motocross and junior motocross simulators.
You guys need to go watch that video. I mean, it's actually quite funny to see
hilarious,
how the guys hold on and toss and turn. But what an amazing concept.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're quite excited that that's kicking off again.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we've had to diversify to keep the dream alive, so to speak. And I used to race professionally quite a few years ago. So I started servicing and maintaining a lot of the off-road community from a bike point of view on the North Coast for the last kind of year now.
All right.
And then it grew well enough that we've decided to open up a full brand new shop. So we've got Airworx Racing now in Ashleigh village by the BP garage.
Okay, so right there by that, yes.
It used to be a sell-by-date shop, whole showroom there.
Yes.
So we've now got the showroom in the front there. We do run our simulators there as well daily if you want to pop in and come and have a ride. And then we've got a full-serviced workshop at the back. And then on top of that, we've actually just got the Big Boy franchise for the North Coast. So I think the scooter community is growing at a rapid pace here in Belito.
You know, I actually mentioned that there's so many scooters on the road.
Flat out. I mean, I tell you what, daily we just have people now knowing that we're there, saying, geez, there's been nobody here. So they're very excited to have somewhere to come and service their scooter or do a repair or change a tire. There's a lot of ball tires out there. So the guys can come and sort that out with us now. And then, obviously we've got sales of used bikes, new bikes. We do the little quads and the little pit bikes for the kids. And so, we've got a home for accessories.
So you really are a one-stop shop for absolutely anyone and anything on 2 or 4 wheels.
We absolutely
with
are.
an engine.
We absolutely are, and we've actually taken it just one step further. A couple of months ago, we also developed a endurocross track at the Belito Ski Park.
Okay.
So we've got a whole purpose-built endurocross track that we put together over there a couple of months ago, and you can go there for $100 a day as a zapper on the.
So affordable, isn't it?
It is. Look. To be honest, you're only really going to be there for about an hour because you're not going to last longer. No. In fact, we've actually got Blake Goodside is the junior super enduro world champion. Well, he was in 2019, and then obviously COVID, and he trains at my facility, and he can only do about 5 hot laps around there, and he's got to take a break.
So that's a challenge to all these local guys as well, isn't it?
It's proper,
wow, yes, that's fantastic. And I know you've got an event coming up.
Yeah, so we actually haven't had a chance to launch the track and get it known and everything else. We've got a few good sponsors up on there that I'll mention now that have helped us put it together and get it up and running. But what we've decided to do is on the 4th of December, we've got the WakeX event.
Okay.
In conjunction with the Belito Ski Park.
That's brilliant.
And so it's quite fun. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to wakeboard 4 points in the morning on the dam.
Okay.
Then in the afternoon, depending on which class you've entered, you'll then have to do the endurocross track as well. And then obviously combined points on those two will give you your score.
Yeah.
And then for bonus points, you're going to do an egg and spoon race. Okay? In your kit.
Oh, full kit.
But the kicker is that your friends are going to be able to buy tickets to shoot at you with a paintball gun.
It's brilliant.
We've got to make it
interesting. You guys are going to be fully booked. I think the guys' eyes are blinking and ears are tingling.
No, we've got to. It's going to be a great event, and thankfully we've got. Sure, we've been so spoiled. We've got huge sponsors on board. There's things for the. We've got Fox, we've got VW Belito have come on board with us. We've got 30 South Eyewear. We've got Lizard. We've got. Tire sponsors coming on board. So for the entrance, there's, like I say, 3 classes. You can either wakeboard professionally, but you can't really ride well, or you can you can ride really well, but not so good on a wakeboard, or you're intermediate. And then there is a Pee-wee 50 class, because we're busy building a Pee-wee track.
You're getting the kids involved too, which is fantastic.
100%, and then a 65 class. But there are limited entries because we can only have so many at a time on the endurocross track.
Of course.
So they're starting to get booked quite quickly. So those of you that are out there and wanting to join in the fun on the day,
better start doing so.
You've got to jump on board quite quickly. Yeah.
And is there a team section as well, or is it more just individual?
No, it's individual in this particular instance. But you have to do both. You can't just be wakeboarding. You can't do.
Oh, we need to all be there watching that with our cameras, filming everyone, because that is just a brilliant event and concept, isn't it?
100%. And then we've also, so the public entries is 20 Rand per adult. Okay. Kids under 5 are free. Just quite importantly, because we're expecting a lot of people, there's a park and ride facility from near the strawberry farm. Okay, so you're going to park on the grass fields there, and then get a park and ride up to the top. And then we've also got awesome sponsors throughout the whole day for lucky draw on your ticket number on entry. So for $20 you could be winning a t-shirt or a cap or a we actually got so much coming in, I can't even think right now. But it's going to be, we're trying to make it fun for absolutely everyone.
It does sound like an incredibly fun event and a fun day for, like you said, for families, not just for the person doing the actual event. It's the whole host behind it.
I think we need it. Actually, we're trying to actually focus more on the public than, the racing has to happen for you to come.
Of course.
They're going to have a jaw. It's going to be a good laugh. But on top of that, we want to get everybody out there, get a bit of fun. It's the start of the Christmas season, so we hope to see everybody there.
Just gets the moods up and the hopes up as well.
100%.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us in studio. And what you've done and accomplished is absolutely amazing. I mean, wow, really it is. And guys, Belito Pro's coming up. Go to the virtual reality slot. Go and experience some mind-boggling entertainment. And please come and support on the opening on the 4th of December, the Enduro track there.
4th of December, and pop in at the shop and come and say hi and come and buy a bike or a scooter, or it's cheaper than with the petrol price now. It's the only way to go.
You need those scooters.
Yeah.
Les, thank you so much. Have a super day. It's only a pleasure. We are going to go into a music video by Garth Taylor called Why. And with that, we'd just like to thank all our guest viewers and sponsors. And thank you once again for all our amazing supporters out there watching live on our different networks. After the show, unfortunately, Laugh Out Larry is on production break, but you can always come back and view us on Catch Up. There's a pre-recording coming up as well from the Rage Festival. See you now. Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. With me in studio, I have a live Zoom with our CEO, Greg Walsh, from the Rage Festival group, which Belito is obviously a division thereof. Greg, thank you so much for joining me today.
Good morning, Taryn. Thanks for having me.
It's so good having you on. Obviously, Rage is such a big hype, and especially in KZN, it's such a big deal, and everyone from Joburg comes to KZN. Tell me, what's happening this year? Is it happening? How are we doing it? And how are we getting COVID to actually work with Rage? I mean, last year it was a bit of a touch-and-go basis.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a very kind way of putting it, Taryn. So, look, I think Rage has always been a big hype for Matrix, and it's... I think it's been its biggest hype ever, and unfortunately not for good reasons on the back of 2020 and COVID-19. We went ahead and did a festival at a time where, we had this little, and we've had them 3 times now, this sort of like COVID holiday where everyone's out and about again, and it feels like it's gone, and we're so cool in South Africa, look at them in Europe, shame. Yeah. And we were exactly in that moment, and we did this festival outdoors, actually mostly in Durban last year. And, I think what none of us saw coming was the beta variant, that it was being communicated between young people predominantly who were going undetected. And, I think, our festival took the rap for everything, but, there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of partying in nightclubs. And
it's so easy to just blame a rage. It's just so easy to shift the blame. Unfortunately, I mean, that happens.
Yeah. And look, I think during COVID-19, unfortunately, if you're in the business of organizing events, you're automatically a charged criminal without trial before being given the opportunity to hear your side of the story.
Exactly.
I don't really want to dwell on 2020. I think it was painful for everybody involved. And now to look at what's different about 2021, and the question was, is it happening? Yes, it's happening. It's absolutely happening, and it's happening in such a different way, with so much energy, effort, and positive attention from us that, I guess one can never guarantee anything's going to be perfect. But I really, when I look at what we're doing, I look at what we're putting into it, I look at how hard people like the Department of Health and KZN are working with us, the local Coetzee events and tourism office, everyone's taking an amazingly positive stance to go, you know what, we understand 2020, let's put down everything that we learned. Let's put down everything that we went wrong. Let's have tough conversations with each other. Let's point fingers if we have to. Right, then let's take everything that we understand that went wrong and let's start looking at what technologies are available now that weren't available then. And we start with the slightly contentious one that we went live with, which was no jab, no entry.
That's right. Yes, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so now that isn't a legal requirement. It's not part of the Events Act. It doesn't exist anywhere in any government gazette, but it was a standpoint that we made because we understood that young people, there's probably a bit of vaccine hesitancy. And whilst we're not necessarily pro-vaxxers or politically inclined, we recognize that to get a festival safely across the line, we needed to do something really, really different. So the first line of defense we put up was the no vaccine, no entry policy. I understand it turns some people away. We've had some interesting messages from people saying, you're forcing the youth to get vaccinated. I said, we're not forcing the youth to get vaccinated. We're just saying, if you want to come to Rage this year, it's just one of those things that's going to allow us to do something rather than nothing.
Exactly. It benefits them all in the long run. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was the first line of defense. The second one we looked at was obviously testing. One of the things we've had to do as a business is adapt during this time, and we formed a COVID testing facility in Johannesburg with mobile COVID testing teams. We test offshore on ships off the Durban harbour. So we've built a lot of skills in the COVID rapid antigen and PCR testing, and recognized that if we make use of testing regularly, we can obviously also identify if there's going to be any issues cropping up.
Yes.
Exactly. We take a fully vaccinated audience. We then add the layer of testing on all staff, all attendees, artists, musicians, everyone. And then, of course, that final layer of whatever the government gazette regulates in terms of sanitization and so on. And, and I think that the big hope from us is saying, putting up all these lines of defense means we're going to run, obviously the vaccinated story brings the kind of communicable transmission down by 60 to 70%. And doing all of the testing, I think, brings us down to sort of negligible, because every day that we open the doors, we're going to start with a fully negative audience. And what we're hoping is on the back of that the Matrix can actually have some freedoms, because the festival we did get to put on last year was hugely restrictive, with everyone wearing masks and having to social distance. And I think that's almost what hyped up all of the parallel activities, because it was so restrictive coming to Rage. And this year, what we really want to motivate for is look at the rest of the world. I mean, the Amsterdam Dance Event's just taken place with 350 events across Amsterdam. Nobody's wearing a mask. Everybody there was having a great time. And it is possible to do those things. It is possible to do them safely. And we're now there as a country. We are there. And it's time to open up and for people to be able to touch each other again. And that's
to have fun in a social environment again. No, exactly. I completely agree with you. And I mean, the amount of effort that goes into organizing those protocols or those strict measures to make sure they're safe, to make sure nothing bad can happen to them. It's a healthy environment, a safe environment. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and something that we should take our hat off to you guys to do, to say thank you. I mean, to make an event happen for kids that, I mean, this is everything to those matric kids at the end of the day. I mean, this is what they've been waiting for at the end of the exams. I mean, you want it to be a memorable event for them too, and a safe one.
That's it. And I think that's also been the argument from our side, is to go, that's fine. When we're talking to officials, I think there was a lot of let's say, negativity, and unsurprisingly so after the media debacle last year that we went through, and to go, okay, fine. So you can say, no, that's fine. We went and ran a survey with the tricks of 2021, and the response was overwhelmingly, we're going to go to KZN anyway, and because it's our turn, it's our rite of passage. We're not going to miss the holiday portion of it, and by God, the holiday portion will certainly include partying. And if you don't provide parties, well, we'll make our own. And I think when you look at what that looks like compared to Rage's, the entertainment values and stuff at Rage are off the charts compared to what
Exactly.
otherwise experienced.
Exactly.
But also the safety measures are in place. It's being done smartly. It's being done with local tourism, with the Department of Health. Everyone's involved. And to me, that's only positive. That's a far better situation than everyone going and doing their own thing in the town.
Greg, it's absolutely fabulous what you guys have been doing. And in closing, Greg, I just want to touch base. We've got a few minutes left. You've got the red frogs, you said, are there to look after the kids. I mean, it really is safe. Parents don't have to worry not just only about COVID, but you've got actually people on standby looking after their children as well.
Yeah, listen, the Red Frogs have been involved in Rage, gosh, I want to say more than 15 years. I'm giving away my age now as well. I think this is my 19th Rage in Ballito. The Red Frogs are unbelievable. Paul and Brett and the team, they come with a team of volunteers, around 100 volunteers every year to Ballito and Umhlanga. They infiltrate the town. They do pancakes in hotels. Effectively, they're just there to say yes to whatever your challenge is. That's really what their purpose is about. And they're, not only that, they're working hand in hand with us on also, they're not COVID-19 specialists, but they're there to support, they're there to guide, they're there to help everyone, just have a safe time, have the right time, have a positive time. That's really what the Red Frogs stand for. And they're an amazing positive addition to what we do.
Oh, most definitely. And Greg, are there still tickets available?
There are. So I want to talk very quickly about the festival itself, and because I think there's a lot of speculation as to, gosh, it's COVID, gosh, last year, what is this festival? And the answer is, it's back on that beautiful lawn farm just behind Sugar Rush in Ballito. It starts on the 30th of November and runs for 5 consecutive nights until the 4th of December. And we're doing something truly spectacular. We're being sensitive to the issues of COVID-19 and how we space the site out, but the big Rage Megadome is back, but being used in a completely different artistic way and breaking up the space as opposed to making it one big, I want to say, rave hall. The Belgravia main bar tent is something very exciting being done there with scaffolding and multiple seating areas to break the audience up so they can really have an amazing time in pockets of friends. There's this beautiful area called the Social, which links them all together, which is going to have 15 or 20 amazing different things that I can't tell you too much about each, but international artists are coming. We're actually in the final throes of booking some amazing international artists who we're sharing with some very cool events in Cape Town. So I'm just extremely excited about, I think for us, it's been, never mind just challenges around the outbreak of COVID last year, but just as a business as a whole, we're talking about 18 more now, 22 months of effectively nothing. And to just the excitement of doing something is actually just spurring us to do something more amazing than we've ever done before. So yes, there's tickets available. The Rage Black Passport, which is the VIP passport, there's very few left. There are only 400, I think 360 and some change have been sold. So those I anticipate by the end of October will be gone. And then the Rage Platinum Passport, which is the main event entry ticket, those there are still some available, about 50% sold out. And because of the COVID-19 situation and the fact that we have to obviously cover the cost of rapid antigen testing everybody, we're not paying any day tickets. So you do have to buy a passport because obviously that higher ticket price allows us to include the rapid antigen testing.
For that. Great, thank you. It was so exciting to hear what you guys have been up to make it a COVID-friendly, healthy and safe environment for the matric kids. I'm sure they're all very excited. And thank you for all that you guys have done as a group for our matric kids to come and have fun and to be safe, and for their folks to know that they're at least entering a safe environment as well.
Thank you so much, Taryn. And provided you're vaccinated, we'd love to have you there as well.
I'm sure we'll definitely come and pop by, Greg. Thanks so much. Have a super week and all the best with your final arrangements for Rage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to go to a quick ad break, and after the ad, we'll be with our new guest.
Dear Mom, you're my best friend, okay? You're the funniest person I met in the whole world, but you're so bad at hiding. You do make the best brownies though. I love it when we go riding together. When I'm older, I want to be pretty like you. Happy birthday, Mom.
Hi, my name is Deon, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Educational Studio. The Educational Studio started with our private tuition department, which has grown astronomically over the years and evolved into now what we call our alternative learning program, which has become a fundamental pillar of the Ballito community. We cater to all children from all walks of life and from all facets of the Ballito community. We tailor our learning programs to cater to the individual learner. Visit us to see how we can help improve your child's academic life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Educational Studio. My name is Joy Hartley. The Educational Studio is an alternative education institution. We cater to the needs of learners who are looking for a different approach to teaching and learning. The Educational Studio offers a structured learning program in a unique, supportive and relaxed environment. Our small class sizes encourage a greater focus on personalised learning and teacher interaction. The Educational Studio offers tuition in both the CAPS curriculum and international curricula for all learners in grades 2 to 12. Please call us today on 032 940 4471.
Welcome back to our Good Morning North Coast show. We would just like to thank once again our guest viewers and sponsors for everything that you do. Without you, nothing is possible. In closing, please don't forget Ballito TV will be running a competition in relation to Lezar Trendi gear. We'll be adding a photo onto Facebook. Go onto our Facebook page, like and follow us. Go onto the photo, like and follow Lezar Trendi gear, tag 5 friends and share. The lucky winner will be winning one of those amazing knife sharpeners sets, which is really one of a kind, and we will be announcing the winner on Friday. So you've got a whole week of tagging and sharing to do. Thank you once again for tuning in with us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. After the closing, we'll have Garth Taylor's music video, Why. Keep well and have a safe day.
Why is it when I'm sad, I always think about you? Why is it when I'm lonely, I just can't do without you? Why is it when I smile, I forget you were always there for me? Price you would not pay for me with your life. Now every night I lie awake because I miss you, and I just can't deny the way I love you so. And if I had the chance to relive the days I took for granted, I'll never let you go. Oh no, I'll never let you go. Remember how we laughed inside. No, why is it so empty? Remember how we made the deal that we would never buy. What if I called you up? What if I said I'm sorry. Yeah. Is there a second chance? And would it last forever? 'Cause I know I would.